in Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Please come to order. We do have proper posting in accordance with Chapter 551 as the Texas Government Code amended, known as the Texas Open Meetings Act. Any members of the public who wish to speak shall each have 5 minutes. Yes, sir.
I'm Charles Morgan, the Citizens Environmental Cleanup, and I want to address the court concerning the noise issue in this county. It's very severe, low frequency noise. It's causing our citizens major problems. We've had 10 people killed by this low frequency noise. Now this stuff is, what is low frequency noise? That's noise between 25 cycles per second and 500 cycles per second. A lot of our body systems operate within that range. Our doctors don't know that. I've talked to the NIOSH, National Institute of Health, and they say they don't know anything about it. But you talk to Dr. So-and-so. And so I sent them a bunch of data. And so they're working on it at the national level. There's I'll call it fibroacoustic disease, is what it's called. And I've been severely affected 3 times with brain damage. Praise the Lord, I'm still here. So this fibroacoustic disease needs to be addressed in this county. There's 254 counties in Texas. Freestone County is number 8 in number of gas wells in the state of Texas. Nobody knows that. They just don't talk about it. But it's a major issue because we have so many compression stations here, 130 of them in this county. And I've got a map here that shows that. Some of you have already looked at that. But these gas compression stations are really causing low frequency noise, causing a problem. And our doctors don't want to address it. I talked to them too. And the head down at the hospital, they don't want to address it. We've got to address this issue. We have so many people being harmed. I've had brain damage 3 times myself. I had to get over that. Got babies are also being infected when they're in the womb. Big hospital over there in Fort Worth has hundreds of babies over there because they're being affected in the brain, and nobody knows why. That county, Tarrant County, has more gas wells than anybody else in the state of Texas. And the mayor of Dallas was going to let them put gas wells in Dallas, and he came over and listened to us brief concerning these issues there in Dallas. And he says, "Are you guys sure this data is correct?" "Yes, sir." He turns around and gives $27 million back to oil and gas until we get out. So they're safe. But we don't want to be in that same boat as Fort Worth, where the babies being harmed. We had 2. They'll never be a grown up here in this county. Something Run, the name they gave that deal. Anyway, those guys will never be a grown up. So there's several persons here in Freestone County that are severely affected. Like myself, I had brain damage 3 times because of these compressors and the noise they make. Where do we get this data from? How about Great Britain and Portugal? All these countries have addressed the noise issue, but the United States don't address it. So we've got to address it in this county because we were one of the worst ones. And from looking at all the wells and things we have in the state of Texas, I estimate there's going to be, let me see here, the number correct, 2 million, 2,600,000 people in Texas are being affected by this oil and gas issue, the noise issue. That's what I got from my studies. Now, here we have Dr. Berger has volunteered to be our medical special guy to look into our medical problems we have in this county. But he's not getting paid anything. So therefore, he's not going to be doing anything. He got his name on there, but we've got to get him. What is your job? What is your job? And so I tried to inform him about this issue, as well as the hospital director. And so they're looking into it. But we're not paying anything, he's not doing anything. And a lot of people are being harmed in this county. More every day, I'm getting names of people being harmed, and they don't know why. Some folks have just moved here and said, man, I didn't know we had this here. So nobody knows how many compressor stations we've got, gas wells that's affecting our body, but you don't know anything about it because you can't hear it. It's below your hearing capability. So that's a major issue that needs to be addressed too. So we need to have some barriers around these compressor stations, control the noise on your place, not in my house. I was affected again this morning. It's terrible. So I propose that we give the doctor $1,000 a month and let him make a monthly report to the court to get this thing moving. It's got to be addressed, and we're not. So let's think about that when you're doing your budget. Maybe $1,000. So I think it was, let's see. And 27 counties in Texas with more than 1,000 gas wells. And we are number 8 in the state. And I estimate over the state of Texas, there's going to be 2,314,304 persons affected in the state of Texas. And I've been trying to get out written letters to the governor and talk to our state representatives. I got a law passed, House Bill 1818, that says we need to protect us. But our state attorney general, who's now being thrown out the door, needs to be thrown out the door because he lets all I can do whatever they want to. And we don't need that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else? If not, we will go into our discuss and consider action items. I have a request that we do number 15 first, which is a resolution abandoning a portion of Beale Street in Doney. Mr. Denham and Leona. Ann, is that correct pronunciation?
And Judge, we've done this before. I have a resolution for both families essentially, and I think the Lees is abandoning the portion of 2 roads, Beale Street and Elm Street. And then, I'm sorry, how do you say your last name? And that would just be abandoning that portion of Beale Street. And that's reflected in the resolution. I haven't had time, I talked to Justin just a second ago, I haven't had a time to talk to the AHANs, but it's a pretty simple resolution that we've done before. Just going to kind of glance over it, abandoning that, but the main point is that it references Exhibit A, and that gives the surveyed property of what's going to each person.
And it's been under fence for years. There's not, who knows if the street was ever even there, but it was on the plat, so we're just trying to remove that encumbrance from their property, basically.
And since Doney doesn't have a city council and they're not incorporated in any way, then that comes to us
Yes, ma'am.
to do that. All right, do we have a motion on the adoption, abandoning a portion of Beale Street in Doney?
I'll make that motion.
Item number 16, a resolution abandoning a portion of Beale Street and Elm Street in Doney.
And this same one on Justin's property, him and Sarah's.
Yes,
and,
same.
Yeah, and, okay, yeah, I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
And we got to sign,
Thank
do you want us to sign these 2?
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Yes, sir.
attend to it, and
Cool.
we'll file it, I guess,
Yes.
take care of
Yes.
that. But
Okay.
appreciate y'all coming.
Thank
I
y'all
just want to
very
make sure
much.
everybody's on the same page, and that's the same exhibits that I showed y'all beforehand, and
Yes, sir.
that way we're all together on it. Thank y'all.
Thank y'all very much.
Thank you. We will now go to item number 1, which is an executive session to discuss or deliberate regarding commercial or financial information in accordance with section 551.087 Texas Government Code, conducting economic development, negotiation, or other incentive to one or more business prospects, which is, at this moment, solar, electric generating facilities or others. So we will go into executive session at this time. And what time is it?
9:13.
9:13. 9:13. All right.